Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Happy Friday, August 16th, my friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. We got ourselves a bit of an update here on the tropics for you guys. Hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, glad to have you guys here. So the storm, she is currently a Category 2 as of right now. Alright, first of all, it has an eye, as you can tell. It does have an eye now. You can see right in there, there's your eye. But it's having a little bit of issues currently, as we are starting to deal with some dry air getting on the western side of the storm. That is why it looks a little bit kind of iffy. You know, that's why the left-hand side's kind of thin, while the right-hand side's very, very thick for the most part. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But she is a Category 2 storm. Right now, we are sustaining at 100 miles an hour. So we are constantly at 100 miles an hour, and our central pressure is down in the 960s at 969 millibars. So pressure is dropping, of course. So that is showing, you know, that the storm is still somewhat strengthening. I think it's using a lot of its energy to kind of get bigger. That wind field is getting larger. I think that's what it's really using a lot of its energy for. But anyways, it is approaching Bermuda. We're actually getting pretty close to Bermuda. Let's take a look at this other satellite view. So this is our rainfall rates. You can kind of see our heaviest rainfall rates right now. It's kind of up in that northern side of the storm. That's where our heaviest convection is currently. And that little speck you see right there, that is Bermuda. That is Bermuda. And you can see that the eye of the storm, I mean, it's literally going like right towards them. So the storm is literally tracking directly towards Bermuda, and it honestly looks like more and more that a direct Bermuda landfall seems quite possible at this time. So obviously Bermuda, you guys need to be obviously weather aware. Make sure you guys are ready for this, because you're going to really start to feel those effects here for today, or for later on tonight, into tomorrow, of course. Tomorrow is going to be the heaviest of it, per se. You know, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be some of the heaviest that you guys are going to experience with the storm. But anyways, I never did do a warm welcome to you guys. Let's see who we got here today. We got Christy, Tabletop, J. Lore, we got Guy, we have H, we have Jason, got Justin, we have Kim, Amy, we have SPC. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Let's see, so it finally decides to clear an eye the day before Bermuda hits. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it does have a pretty, you know, it obviously has an eye. It's not perfectly symmetrical currently, but, you know, you can see that there is obviously an eye with the storm here. Once again, that western side starting to intake some dry air, making it a little bit more lopsided. Let's see. Kim saying, hi, Andrew. Thanks for the update. Watching from Nova Scotia. Yeah, you're very welcome. And actually, I have some good news for you. It looks like that the storm is going to dodge you guys pretty good. Before we weren't really too sure on what the storm was going to do. In previous cones, you guys were included, but you're not anymore, so you're good. We're not expecting any direct landfall, direct impacts. However, this really kind of applies for a lot of the eastern United States. We're going to get a lot of rip currents across the eastern U.S. So basically, the people out there on the beach, we're going to get a pretty good amount of rip currents. If you don't know what rip currents is, it's basically the drawback of water from the ocean. So you get these big waves coming in, and then they draw back. The water has to go back. And so the bad thing about these rip currents is that they can, if you're out in the water, and that water coming back into the ocean can actually sweep you further out into the ocean. Now, obviously, just hold off from going to the beach at least hold off from getting in the water in the eastern U.S. for a little bit. I mean, stay shallow. Don't get like waist deep. Just stay relatively shallow. You don't want to get caught up in that. And say if you do, don't panic. What you want to do with rip currents is you want to swim parallel to the shore. And actually naturally the waves will kind of bring you back in if you swim parallel. So that is what you want to do. Like I said, most of you guys are probably not at the beach right now and don't plan on going to the beach right now. But if you are, and if you do go out in the water, which I highly would advise against right now, that's that. But I just wanted to go ahead and let you know, just for your guys' safety overall. Let's see. Adam says, what's up, bro? Just curious on where you get the intro music from for your live streams. I got that music over a year ago. I don't even remember where I got it, to be honest with you. But, yeah, try looking it up on, there's some YouTube videos, I'm sure, that you can probably look up to where to get good stuff. I'm not too sure. I literally just found that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use that. But that was like over a year ago, so I don't even remember where I got it from, but... Let's see. Daniel says, happy Friday this morning. I got up at 5 a.m. ready for work. Me and my mom left the house at 5:40 a.m. And it started lightning really bad this morning with me and my mom. And when me and my mom got to work. Wow. Gotcha. So some early storms. Brady says, hey, Andrew, look at the eye on satellite outer band starting to approach Bermuda. Yeah, we were just taking a look at satellite, actually. This is the current storm right now. You can actually see she's... once again, not perfectly symmetrical, but yeah, she's definitely kicking. So that's Bermuda right there. You can see that's Bermuda. That's currently where you can literally see the eye is kind of tracking directly towards Bermuda. So yeah, definitely want you guys in Bermuda to be watching out. And like I said, right now she's a Category 2 storm, sustained at 100 miles an hour. We're gusting, I believe, to 110? No, 120. Yeah, so we're gusting to 120 miles an hour right now, but she is sustained, meaning constant winds in the eye wall, right around 100 miles an hour currently, which makes it a Category 2. The good news is, let's go ahead and hop over to the cone here. We haven't looked at that quite yet. So the good news is that the storm is expected to weaken a bit as we approach Bermuda, and the reason why we're going to get a little bit of weakening is we can already see it happening right now. It's kind of struggling. There's a lot of dry air, like we mentioned, kind of getting into that storm. Here, let me go ahead and pull up another satellite view for you guys. Overall, we got I think we got a new mission. Yeah, I think we got a ongoing mission in the storm right now. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that here in a minute. But yeah, I do want to pull up another satellite view for you guys, kind of show you what we're talking about. Let's do water vapor. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, this is a pretty good view on things here. Let's go ahead and bring you all over here to this. So this is this is the current water vapor scan. And you notice how there's a lot of dark, like black colors to the west of the storm. So that's a lot of dry air, and you can start to see that that little poke here of dry air starting to get into that storm. That's going to actually allow the storm to weaken quite rapidly. Once that dry air starts wrapping its way into the storm, which it's already kind of doing. It's right now it's kind of spitting and sputtering, and you can actually see there's a little bit of dry air inside the of the storm right here. So that's a little bit of dry air itself. So that's not good for the storm. Obviously, that's good for us. And if you look at the upper level clouds, you can actually see how they're racing off to the northeast. It looks like the storm might even be starting to deal with a little bit of wind shear, because we do have the strong jet stream kind of venting through the mid-Atlantic right now. You can actually look up there towards Virginia. You see those, see those clouds moving to the southeast pretty quickly. So the jet stream's actually kind of pointing at the storm here, which should allow the storm, like starting tomorrow, to kind of pick up a little bit of forward speed as it kind of gets caught up in the jet stream, as well as, that will allow for, the storm to become a little bit more destabilized. So it's not only dry air that's causing the storm to kind of weaken a bit, but it's also, regarding, wind shear as well. So that's kind of what the problem is right now, overall. But yeah, you can see those upper level winds and up in the top right, they're really racing off to the northeast as the jet stream kind of comes down and kind of goes up to the northeast here. Let's see. Do I think it'll stay away? Do I think it'll stay east of Atlantic Canada for now? So let's hop back to the cone here. So the cone does have it getting near Newfoundland. At this point, it'll be post-tropical. It will not be a tropical system. I do think that areas near St. John's, could have some impacts. Regardless, because here, let's go and take a look at those models here. I do think that those areas could have some impacts down in time. Now, for Nova Scotia, you guys are relatively good. I don't expect much issues for you guys, other than some coastal issues. Maybe a little bit of rip current activity, maybe some minor swelling could be possible as the storm remains off the coast. However, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these models real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over to you guys real quick. So this is the HWRF model. We're going to pull up our lower level winds here. So first of all, yeah, you can kind of see how Bermuda just kind of gets lodged in those really strong winds out there. And unfortunately, HWRF has Bermuda just in the eastern eye wall, which that would actually be kind of one of the worst case scenarios, is for Bermuda to kind of be in the eastern eye wall here. So the storm continues rolling its way up here to the north overall. According to this model, it actually picks up a little bit of strength potentially. But you can see out there as we approach near Newfoundland and St. John's area, that some of those winds are going to be battering along the coast of eastern Atlantic Canada. So that could be a big issue for the coastline, obviously regarding, first of all, rip currents, as well as, swelling and maybe even some minor surges. Could be a possibility for those regions there. According to HWRF, it actually kind of rides, right around St. John. Those winds could definitely be pretty strong as well before kind of tapering off into the North Atlantic. So, obviously, if you live in Newfoundland, out there by St. John's area, I would, obviously keep an eye on the storm here, as we could definitely have some impacts overall, but definitely want to keep an eye out there for that. Also, like Horseshoe Beach, I think it was, what was the name of that place? No, not Horseshoe Beach. Sable Island. I don't know why I called it Horseshoe Beach. But Sable Island, you guys could definitely feel some effects with the storm as well. As you can kind of see here as we approach for the afternoon of the 19th, y'all's northern coast will probably start to feel some swelling, potentially. So that could be a little bit of an issue there. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye out there for those for you guys out there, and then like I said, obviously for St. John's area, just keep an eye on it as well. Guy, dude, thank you so much, man. Coming with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Guy. I appreciate that, dude. Very, very sweet of you. Man, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much for your support. You absolutely rock, my friend. Big shout out goes to Guy. Thank you once again. That's very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. Daniel says, I definitely don't want to be in an airplane and going over that storm. Yeah. You could say there'll probably be a little bit of turbulence, right? Just a little bit. Well, the hurricane hunters, they got to do it no matter if it's a Cat 2 or a Cat 5. I mean, they got to go into them. But luckily they have aircraft that's ready for that. We've had a few missions go through. Let's see here. Once again, Guy, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. That was very, very sweet of you. We do got a couple of missions. I think most of them are done. This one finished a little bit ago. This one finished here a little bit ago as well. This one says in progress. I think they're still in the storm, but it looks like most of their mission's done with. I think this might be an upper level mission. So basically what they do in these missions, so this is one that they don't like directly fly into the storm. I mean, they can. But this is one that's more of a higher altitude mission. So typically the hurricane hunters, when investigating in the storm, they fly around 10,000 feet or so, and they drop these little probes. These guys, they fly more like 40,000 feet, so they fly up a lot higher. And what they do is they still do the drop sondes. You know, they actually drop a lot of these little tubes in the bottom of the aircraft, and then they fall down with a parachute, and they collect data as it falls down to the ocean. So that collects data like humidity throughout the atmosphere, you know, if there's a lot of moisture, and, you know, what the pressure is, all kinds of stuff. So, and then they take that data and then they plug it into a supercomputer, and they process these models. So the data that they're collecting here gives us a lot of better information in terms of, you know, where this thing's going to go, how strong it's going to be in the future. You know, it's a lot better overall. It definitely gives us a more broader view. So yeah, their missions are very important to us. But yeah, so it does look like that they're probably getting ready to be done with their mission overall. Let's see. Let's see here. What's the next name on the list? What is it? It's an F name. Let's see. 2025 or 2024. We're not in 25 yet. Let's see. So, like I mentioned this the other day, guys. So what's going to happen this year? Say if here we go. Say if we use all of our names somehow this year, we're going to start into 2025's hurricane season's names. So instead of going into the Greek alphabet, we're actually going to go into the next list of names for next year. Here we go. So this is the next. This is our hurricane names here. We have Francine. Francine would be our next one. Then after that, it would be Gordon. We got Hurricane Gordon Ramsay. We got Helene, Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie, Milton, and Natalie? I'm not too sure how you say that one. Then we got Oscar, Patty, Raphael, Sarah, Tony, Valerie, and William. So that's all the names for this year. Let's see here. Guy says, "You're welcome, Andrew. We appreciate you." I appreciate that. Once again, you really helped me out with the support, and I got to give you a big thank you. Like I said, you know, I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys help keep me up and running, help me pay for the programs and stuff, and I sincerely appreciate you guys very much. So thank you so much. So here's the latest cone. They're actually updating their cone from the Hurricane Center. They're actually changing things up a bit. It looks a little different. But yeah, so you can kind of see where this thing's going to be overall throughout the next couple of days. You know, you can see we're going to be out there near Newfoundland towards St. John's between Monday and Tuesday morning. So it'll be right around probably like the evening or afternoon of Monday. Nadine, gotcha. But yeah, it'll be right around there. And actually, if you look closely, it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, some of those tropical storm force winds are already starting to approach Bermuda right now. Obviously, they have a hurricane warning in the red there. Hurricane warning's in effect. Yeah, I mean, because that's your hurricane wind field. It's a pretty big wind field on the storm. You know, where the hurricane force winds are felt, it's a pretty good wind field. You can see how it's pretty large per se. And so, and like I said, it's tracking right at Bermuda, unfortunately. So, obviously, Bermuda, you need to prepare for the worst, you know, because like I said, there's a good shot that this storm could really have some problems for you guys overall. Let's see. Could the next wave develop? I actually looked at that before I went live. As of now, I'm not really seeing anything other than this. As of now, the Atlantic seems somewhat steady after Ernesto here. For now, of course. Let's see here. We're getting closer to 2025, which is hard to believe. I agree. It's crazy, huh? Let's see. It still has it going to Bermuda in the morning. We'll be there. We'll be there in 5 hours tops. What? Yeah, the storm's going right for Bermuda. That's the big issue. You know, like I said, the hurricane force winds is still a little bit away from Bermuda, but you know, we're really getting into those tropical storm force winds out there. We're gonna hop you guys back over here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the let's see, the current wind field. Oh, we can kind of see this. So yeah, tropical storm force wind fields are in the kind of bluish yellow areas. Then the red, this is where we have those hurricane force winds. And, you know, like I said, you can start to see that some of that lower kind of mid-tropical storm force winds are starting to get out there towards Bermuda. Let me see if I can pull up a camera. Yeah, because Bermuda is, they're starting to feel it. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Yeah, here, look at this, guys. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's starting to get a little, let's see. Goodness. Yeah, let me go ahead and somehow bring this over to you guys. Oh, here you go. Oh, shoot. Hold on, I'm trying to work this out. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, look at that. So that's the live camera up in Bermuda right now. Yeah, you can definitely tell things are getting a little, the conditions are definitely deteriorating a bit. Look at all those plants swaying. Goodness. Yeah, apparently we got more cameras too. Oh, wait, these are in different areas. Yeah, this is the one we got here in Bermuda. Man. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that camera from time to time. But yeah, it definitely does look like that the conditions are definitely starting to deteriorate out in those areas, of course. Let's see. See, it's close to there now. We'll get there sooner. Then they say unless it slows. Oh, she's moving. Let's see how fast. I think it was like 14 miles an hour. She's moving northeast of 14 miles an hour currently. So, she is, yeah, she's moving pretty quick, actually. Moving fairly quick. I don't think it's going to slow down, honestly. You know, considering that, you know, it's going to get into that jet stream pretty soon. Yeah, that might, I don't think that's going to slow it down too much right now. But yeah, so currently, like I said, guys, she is sustained of 100 miles an hour. So out there towards in the red here, in the hurricane force winds, right there in that eye wall, we are estimating right around 100 mile an hour sustained, so constant winds, in which, you know, we're gusting up to 120. And like I said, she is a Cat 2. She's a Cat 2 right now. No, this will not affect Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica's all the way down here. Here's Jamaica. Here's the storm over here. This one's going up north, so it's actually getting further away from you. Let's see. If it makes landfall, it would be a long time history breaker. Would it? I feel like I've seen Bermuda got hit pretty good in the past couple of years. The good news, like I said, is that the storm is actually going to weaken slightly by the time we get there. So by this evening, the Hurricane Center has this thing losing about 10 mile an hour sustained. That will knock it down to Category 1 again, upper level Cat 1. And then, of course, as we approach there towards, you know, Bermuda itself, at that point in time, we will be sustained around 85 with gusts up to 105. Overall. So, but yeah, by the time we reach Bermuda, yeah, by the time we reach Bermuda, this thing will likely be a Category 1 at that point in time. Yeah, like I said, right now she's a Cat 2, which we're gonna hop on back over here to the satellite imagery. Yeah, look at that. So the storm's definitely, yeah, she's got an eye. It's pretty obvious, but you can really see that left-hand side how it's pretty thin. It doesn't take much distance to get to that inner eye wall there, versus the right-hand side how there's a pretty thick column here, versus on this side. So yeah, it's dealing with a lot of dry air kind of getting pulled into that storm right now, which is bad for the storm. It's going to allow it to weaken a bit. Let's see. When you get a minute, can I give you a weekend weather report from Michigan? I don't think y'all are expecting too much out there. Let's see here. Today y'all got a marginal... Yeah, just a couple thunderstorms possible between Saturday and Sunday. Today, you actually have a little marginal risk. Here, let's go ahead and bring over the SPC. This is a little bit off topic, guys, but this is for my folks in the U.S. here. Here's our SPC risk as of right now. So yeah, today we got a slight up in Oklahoma, Kansas. No tornadoes today. So Michigan's mostly just a wind threat. Western Michigan, small hail threat too. But we got 2 hatch risk for wind and hail today out there in northern Oklahoma, central southern Kansas. So we could see some hail over 2 inches in diameter, and some hail. So yeah, hail over 2 inches in diameter and winds, basically 70 plus miles an hour. So yeah, there could be some strong storms out here, but yeah, Michigan's good. Tomorrow, pretty clear. We don't got a whole lot going on here in Michigan. Just a thunderstorm risk, and the day after that's another thunderstorm risk. That's for Sunday there. So let's see here. Karen says, I'm from Connecticut. Do I have to worry? Nope, not at all. You're good. Yeah, no, from this storm in general, this is going to remain far away from you guys. Let's go and hop on back over here. So, Karen, so looking at the cone here, you can see this blue is where those tropical storm force winds are going to be. And obviously, Connecticut being up in the northeast here. So Connecticut's pretty far away from the storm, right? So the storm is just going to be well away from New England. You should be good. Obviously, Bermuda, you guys are in my main concern right now, of course, because, Bermuda's a small little island, and this is a pretty big storm heading towards you guys. Also, like I mentioned, Sable Island here, too, could experience some concerns, more like tropical storm force, and same thing for even, like, St. John's and Newfoundland. You guys are the ones I'm mostly concerned about. Now, I will say, off the coast of New England, as well as like the Mid-Atlantic and the southeastern U.S., I mean, really just a lot of the eastern U.S. coast, there is going to be some rip currents concern. So if you plan to go to the beach, just know that there's some rip currents. Try not to get too far in the water because, it could be a bit of an issue there overall. Let's see here, guys. This thanks, no problem. Thank you for the update. You're very welcome, my friend. No problem. Let's see here. Karen says thank you. You're very, very welcome. Very welcome, you guys. Glad to help out. It was Hurricane Paulette. Was it 2020? Let's see if that was the one I'm thinking of. Hurricane Paulette. Long-lived Category 2 hurricane, became the first to make landfall in Bermuda since Hurricane Gonzalo in 2014. It was the longest-lasting tropical cyclone of 2020 globally. Wow. Was this the one? Oh, wow. Yeah, I think it was. Let me try to pull up a track here. It actually looks like it was kind of similar to this storm here, in a way. Not in terms of, how long it's been a hurricane, but... and not fully its same track, but... yeah, look at this. So this is not this storm, by the way, guys. This was from Pauline last year. Or, sorry, not last year, 2020. Feels like last year. It was crazy how long it's been already. So this was not... once again, this is not the storm right now. This was 2020. You can see right here, September 13, 2020. So Bermuda was right in the middle of it too. Now, obviously, this one is coming more like from this area going up to the northeast. This one was kind of doing a swoop here. So they're kind of similar in a way, other than its path. I mean, but yeah, Category 2. I think this one was near Cat 2 strength as it rolled through Bermuda. From what I saw there, this one's going to be Cat 1, like maybe upper level, mid Cat 1. So that'll be good. You know, at least it's lower end hurricane. I mean, it could be a lot worse, of course, but you know, even then, there still is going to be some. I mean, even Cat 1s can still bring some big impacts. You know, especially for a little island in the middle of the water, you know, just in the middle of the ocean, could be a bit of an issue. Let's see. See, this don't name the hurricane after me in 2025. If they do, I probably would leave the U.S. Oh, man. You know what, though? My name, being Andrew, Hurricane Andrew, that lives up to be a pretty just devastating storm. I mean, I wasn't alive, obviously, during Andrew, but, you know. Having a hurricane named after yourself being that destructive is something else, man. Let's see. Guy says, going back to work. See you next time. All right, see you later, man. Thanks for joining. Once again, I appreciate your support. Thank you for the $5 earlier. Greatly appreciated. Like I said, you all definitely helped me out a lot. Helped make this possible, so I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all very much. But yeah, like I was starting to say, guys, those tropical storm, those outer bands, tropical storm force winds are starting to approach the region here. Here is a live camera. Go ahead and pull this up real quickly. Here we go. Oh yeah, conditions are definitely deteriorating a bit out there. So this is up in Bermuda right now. You can kind of see how it's a little rainy, just a little bit. Look at those old buildings. That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's certainly getting a little bit more crazy out there. And then, you know, we're not even near peak here. Let's see. Brady says, I remember Andrew didn't hit Miami. Yes, it did. It did hit Miami. Andrew was a relatively small hurricane. It wasn't necessarily a big storm. This one's a lot bigger than Andrew. Andrew was pretty small as a hurricane. A lot of people don't know this, but Andrew kind of graced the tip of Florida, hitting Miami as a Cat 5. Going past the Everglades, and then taking a turn out into the Gulf, and then taking a sharp north up there towards Louisiana. I think it hit near New Orleans, if I am mistaken. I know it hit Louisiana. But it hit you guys up in Louisiana, it hit as a Category 4. So it hit Florida as a Cat 5 and hit Louisiana as a Cat 4. A little bit of a fun fact for you guys. But yeah, so there you go. That's Bermuda right now. Once again, this is live views coming in from Bermuda. It's, I mean, you can see that it's definitely a little windy. You can see those waves. You can see some white caps out there. Definitely, the seas are starting to get pretty rough out here. I mean, obviously, the hurricane's not quite there yet. Those hurricane force conditions are not going to be felt until, like, tomorrow morning, pretty much. So, obviously, you know, you guys still have a little bit of time to prepare out there. Please just, like I said, make sure you have everything ready to go. Just make sure that everything is good to go. I mean, like I said, obviously, you know, the more you can prepare, the better. And, you know, obviously prepare for the worst, hope for the best here. But, yeah, so that's what's going on there. So that's a live view. But, yeah, like I was saying, those that blue area you guys see here, that's where those tropical storm force winds are starting to get towards. You know, they're starting to get out there towards Bermuda. And once again, as the storm passes through, it's forecasted to be a Category 1 as it's like literally right on Bermuda. You know, like I said, the eye of the storm is, or the center of that storm is actually expected to go over, if not skim right past Bermuda. Obviously, the worst case scenario would be for the eye to kind of be a little bit to the west, because that would allow the strongest in that right-hand side, eye wall to hit these areas, which obviously the right-hand side eye wall is usually the most, worst part of this whole entire storm, typically. Am I covering landfall? I'm going to try. Obviously, this thing, this is going to be pretty early. This is going to be like 8 a.m. as it passes through. I don't know if I'm going to be... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go live again tonight. Yeah, more than likely I'll definitely go live again tonight for you guys to give y'all another update on this, because I think it's going to be needed, considering that the storm is literally right up on you guys. It's getting closer as we speak. So, yeah, we'll do another live stream tonight. It'll probably be a little bit later, and at that point we'll probably be well in the tropical storm force and all that stuff. Let's see. What's up, Uranus? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. But yeah, I'll try to be live as much as I can. But anyway, so like I said, this storm's going to be at its closest point, just right around sunrise. And at that point in time, the storm's going to be sustained around 85. It's not going to be a weak Category 1. It's going to become maybe a mid-upper level Cat 1 as it approaches you guys out there towards, out there in Bermuda. Once again, we could still be gusting up to 105. So, I don't know if does Bermuda have a radar? Let me look and see. I do have a radar for the Caribbean radar. I don't know if that includes... No. So, yeah, I have a radar for the Caribbean, but I don't have a radar for Bermuda. Let me look. Does Bermuda have a Bermuda Weather Service? I want to say Bermuda does. Here we go. Ah, found it. Perfect. Perfect. Look at that. So there's Bermuda's radar. So there's Bermuda there. Yeah, you can see some of those bands. So the eye is going to be down here. This is as far as we can really look out here. Perfect, dude. That's perfect. So yeah, you can really start to see some of those bands pass through Bermuda. Yeah, so I'm going to have to keep this website up so we can keep an eye on Bermuda's radar. But yeah, this is a radar out there in Bermuda. And you can obviously tell it's starting to get a lot closer. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm pretty sure that right there is the eye starting to get shown on the radar. Pretty sure that's a bit of the eye right there. That's over 200 kilometers out, which that sounds about right. It'll be a Cat 1 by the time I go live tonight. Yeah, it will. Right now, like I said, she is currently a Cat 2 sustained of 100, which right now she's a lower in Category 2. She's a low in Cat 2 right now. So, yeah, by the time we do go live tonight, though, it will be it'll be a Cat 1, thankfully. Still, like I said, regardless of it being a Category 1 or a Cat 2, it's still going to be a powerful storm. And some of those worst effects are going to be felt right there along Bermuda overall. So that's going to be a bit of a problem overall. So we'll keep an eye on it. But anyways, guys, you guys have any more questions here? Actually, I forgot. Let's go over the models a little more. I do want to look at the models a little bit more with you guys. We did a little bit of browsing. We didn't do too much model looking, but because we obviously we're right up to the point here at this point. I might have some observations. Okay, I'm gonna try to do some coverage. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna try to do some coverage tonight, guys. So I am going to try my best to be live here during some of the heaviest of it tonight. So here's HWRF. It really doesn't show things really deteriorating until pretty much tonight, this evening, as we approach 11 p.m., we're gonna be in some of those middle bands there. The heaviest right there is going to be along the eastern eye wall, but Bermuda's not far away from it at that point. As we approach into 2 a.m., yeah, Bermuda's going to be getting slammed by the storm here. And then as we approach into the morning of the 17th, things are going to start to get a little bit better. But yeah, the worst of it looks like it's going to be felt at night. It looks like that. Right around like 5 a.m. according to this model, it's going to be right pretty much same latitude as Bermuda there. Let's take a look at another model. Obviously, HMON. This is another model run here. HMON has the storm. Ooh, yikes. HMON. Wow, that is quite a weird wind field there. Look at that. So HMON has kind of the worst of it being around 2 to 5 a.m. or so. So early morning tomorrow. I'm going to try to stay up as late as possible to cover this with you guys. I think Bermuda's going to need some coverage, so we're gonna do that for you guys. Obviously, if you know anybody out in Bermuda, share this channel with them. Like I said, we'll be live tonight to do some coverage. I know a lot of you guys are going to be awake all night, so to my folks in Bermuda, please, like I said, be careful out there, and once again, like I mentioned, we'll be here to help you all out. Okay, we'll be here to help y'all out. So yeah, that's according to HMON. Some of the worst conditions, slightly after midnight there. Lastly, actually, let's go over the last couple models. So we got HAFSA showing the worst of it. Yeah, this one actually shows you guys getting in the eye there. This one actually has the worst conditions a little bit earlier. This one has the storm actually slightly north of Bermuda around 5 a.m. So this one's a little bit more earlier. HAFSB, even earlier. Yeah, even earlier. Showing some of the worst conditions happening even in the evening time out there. So there's obviously still a bit of differences here in the models. Then, of course, we got our GFS model. GFS has a direct landfall. Look at that. Bermuda in the eye there. That's at 2 a.m. Yeah. No, this model has it as well. Pretty early. So, like I said, obviously there still is a little bit of uncertainty there with the timing and when it's going to be at max strength. So, I think it's going to be necessary this evening to go live for you guys. Instead of an update, we're going to do like a little bit of coverage, actually. Then lastly, we got Euro. European model has a storm. So there's Bermuda right there. Has it kind of riding in the eastern eye wall. That would be kind of more the worst case scenario, honestly, if it kind of just rides in that eye wall. Just kind of stays in the eye wall. It means it's going to stay in those worst conditions for a little bit longer than if it was to go in the eye. Because once you get in the eye, it's a little bit calm. It's actually fairly calm in the eye. Winds settle down. Sky clears up a bit, and then of course, once you get back in that eye wall, things rapidly deteriorate. Is there any cameras there? Yeah, actually, we just looked at the camera a little bit ago. Let me pull it up for you guys. Yeah, like we mentioned, conditions are definitely deteriorating quite a bit. Here, let's go and pull this up here. So yeah, conditions are definitely deteriorating quite rapidly out here. You guys can see it. That's in Bermuda right now. You can see the water there it's starting to get a little choppy. If you look at those bushes out there, they're moving around quite aggressively. You can kind of see the shape of Bermuda here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I think this is on the south. Yeah, this is on the far western side of the island. It looks like. You can just see the curve of the island. Versus whenever looking at here. So the camera is probably out near this area here. Maybe near Royal Navy Dockyard area. Yeah, because it's looking around the curve, so the camera's pointing like this way. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. But yeah, conditions are, you can look at that flagpole starting to wobble a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys, if you're not prepared already out there, please, like I said, please be prepared. You got a little bit more time left. Not too much longer because the thing's right up on your doorstep right now. So she's approaching. She's approaching. So just make sure you guys are ready. Let's see. Hurricane Track is live from Bermuda if you want to see the live video too. We got this one. This one's fine. Let's see here. Also, Brady, please don't, you know, advertise other people's stuff here. It's a little rude. But anyways, guys. All right, y'all. We're just going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. Like I said, we've been live here for about 45 minutes. I feel like I can give y'all a pretty good update here. So, once again, you know, we'll be live again later tonight for some coverage. You know, right now she's a Cat 2. Like I said, low-end Cat 2, sustained of 100 with gusts up to 120, 969 millibars in pressure. And, you know, like I mentioned, we'll be back live later tonight for a bit of coverage overall. I mean, look at this thing's starting to look pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, good, but you know, you can just see that dry air starting to get into that storm there. I mean, look at that. See that little notch here? You know, you can see that dry air starting to get into that storm there, in which, you know, you can see the eye still visible, but you know, you can see that not as deep convection there. Not as deep convection as it was earlier. Yeah, it's starting to look a little rough out there. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, guys. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Once again, Guy, thank you so much for the $5 earlier, man. I appreciate that. And, alrighty, guys. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Leave it a like. Share this with your friends and family. If you know anybody out there in Bermuda, send this live stream to them or send this channel to them. That way we'll be live overall. Let's see. I was wondering, can hurricane bring tornadoes inland? Yeah, they can. So Bermuda could have some water spout potential. That's a possibility. But, alright, guys. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you later on this evening. See you later, guys. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one.